Tristan here, and we have another episode of Control Breakers. I think this is episode 104 or 105.
Yep, that is correct.
Yeah.
104.
Yeah, okay, 104. This is being recorded a little bit late because I fell under the weather and I woke up late. But
who would have thought someone from Cali is going to be under the weather?
Hey, I didn't feel good like all weekend for some weird ass reason. But
right.
You can catch me at Control Breakers for all your gaming needs if you just want to talk or ask any questions. And my co-host, like always, because Armin's not here because he's very, very busy. He's a very busy man. It's Mitch.
What's up? You can follow me at Mitch692.
Yep, and as always, you can catch exclusive stuff and podcasts or videos on our Patreon. Just go to Patreon.com/ComicBookCast. We have all the tiers for you to becoming a Patreon from the dollar tier, just to be thankful and to get your name in the thanks for being a Patreon scroll by that's coming up right now. It's just $1. You range all the way up to about $25 is the current to max. And if you get the $25 option, you'll have everything we have to offer for exclusive gear for our Patreons. $10 you can get exclusive commentaries done by us that are only on Patreon at the moment. So if you like any of the movies and our colored commentary, you can listen in. You have anything to say?
Just say on the commentary stuff, we've got Spider-Man Homecoming. That was a fun one to do. The next one is Wonder Woman. So if you want to hear what we have to say on that one, we have until next month for that one.
Oh, yeah. But like always, we have a lot of stuff to do. Well, today it was just an explosion for PlayStation with the Paris Games Week Expo.
When it just
yeah, and it was really weird. Over here, don't know why, but Joe told me to tell you guys where you can catch it. You can catch it at IGN stream, Polygon stream. I think GameSpot is doing a stream, or you can watch it at PlayStation's official Twitter account, which they have a stream going on, or their official Facebook page, which is going on all throughout the week. And Sony and PlayStation did not disappoint with all of their announcements so far. There was a lot of announcements going here. One of the most notable ones that we had was The Last of Us 2, where we had another sneak peek trailer. I could assume from what I saw was Ellie was caught, and there was something going on with these two female characters at this point. I didn't really know like the background for what they were like actually talking about. Like, do you have any idea?
Well, as someone who's only actually watched the first Last of Us and never gone to playing it, it looks like this is definitely a time jump, isn't it? Like that was 100%.
Yeah, it's from what Naughty Dog said last time, it's a time jump about, I think currently Ellie should be about 17, 18 at this point.
Right, because it looks like people have started making like religious cults. Well, that wasn't in the first one, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was what it was they were trying to create a cure from the people that were either immune or, for one reason or another, the virus it mutated with them to have a coexistence, so they wouldn't cure that. So far they couldn't find a cure, and that's how Joel said that they didn't need Ellie, because it was like a 1 in a million chance of whether she could provide the cure or she would just die for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, like this one, like it's obviously just a pure cinematic. There's no actual gameplay in it. I assume there's no gameplay anyway.
Yeah, no, not at this point, no.
But like, it looks. I mean, it looks okay. Like, I'm not the greatest fan of Naughty Dog games. No, like they're not bad. I just kind of get like they just look all samey to me, especially Uncharted stuff.
Well, it's what something like for the Uncharted series. It is what it is. It's a pulp film. It's like I'm not trying to be anything else. It's just a fun pulp film that you can watch and play at the same time.
I'm not going to take anything away from it. Like, I'll just
And like
Just
I think what people were like, I think, because like all this is being kind of like blown out because they thought that originally Last of Us was going to be an anthology series where like the first game was just about Joel and Ellie, and that's what originally they said that they wanted it to be. But then they decided to continue the story. But so far they said that Joel's not going to be so much in this as you're going to be playing Ellie, because this time the story is going to be around anger and revenge, because from the last teaser trailer, Ellie was going to kill every single last one of the Fireflies.
Yeah, it does look like it's going to be a lot darker, a bit more like just the like, color palette from this like little trailer alone was a lot like darker, like a lot of reds. So it definitely looks that way.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, but still didn't get like a release window. It was just what they've been working on now, unless they pull it out at was it the Paris Games Expo that's supposed to be happening in December. But I'm looking for this.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool.
There's some other ones. Another notable one was they released I don't know if it's I guess teaser trailer kind of sort of from Destiny 2 Curse of Osiris expansion pack, and
it's kind of like a setup, like a context trailer.
Yeah,
like this is what's going to be happening.
Yeah, and from what I've seen, it was actually pretty cool. But the only thing I had like my eyes were focused on is, why is everything white and gold?
Because Mercury, everything's white and gold.
Yeah, it's like all the release year of our raid weapons were white and gold, and now the Vex are white and gold because of our raid weapons were white and gold, and now the Vex are white and gold because they're from a different timeline.
They've grown fat, or they've grown fat through strength, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or gain power through fat, whatever.
And from the release of the PC version, people were data mining it already, and more or less people were, they had theories, and it's more or less going to be a truth is that Osiris is probably going to be the new speaker.
Yeah, I think like if you look at the lore, that's definitely the way they're probably going to push it. I think a lot of people in the lore before wanted him as a speaker.
Yeah, because Osiris's deal was that he didn't really trust the light, and he dabbled more in the darkness, and it was that weird thing where how like most games play on balance, and you have to be wary of the things that represent dark and light.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like they touched on that briefly in like the little credit scene at the end of the main campaign. Yeah, because like the traveler wakes up and like the light emits from it, and then the darkness at the end wakes up. It's kind of like you have that one cannot exist without the other. If one's gone, the other one's gone. But like this looks cool. Like Osiris is that quote lunatic that experiments with everything. He's got all these crazy ideas, but there's a scene in the trailer where he's fighting the Vex.
Yeah.
But he's got like a shadow that's stopped in time, and there's like one of the guns he's using, like the bullet is like ricocheting off, and it's all frozen in time.
Yeah.
While he runs away. So I wonder if we're gonna get a fourth power, because that has been hinted at in data mines.
Oh, cool.
Maybe it's time. Maybe we can control that in data mines.
Oh, cool.
Maybe it's time. Maybe we can control time for a little bit.
That would kind of be broken.
It would be broken, but it would be really cool. But what is it? There are a new raid stuff is confirmed. Like it might not necessarily be a brand new raid. It might be something more on the Leviathan, because that is a massive fuck off ship.
Yeah.
So you could do countless things on that.
Yeah, cause I thought it was like another Vex raid because of what they were like hinting at, and we saw like giant.
It could be another Vex raid. It would make sense in the context of it to be another Vex raid.
But how do you like Osiris's ghost, where it had the protruding gold spikes on the side of it?
Ghosts. Like out of all the shells we have, some of them are cool. Like the shaders make the shells most of the time. I just want that shell. Because it's literally just the Osiris eye. It's like, give me. But
Yeah,
whether we get it, who knows?
yeah.
I want to know if we can like actually be like Osiris, where he doesn't have a helmet. He just has that like cloth.
For like out on the field.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
He also rocks the Sunbreakers. So.
Yeah. Other than that, it's like it's the release date is December 5th, so the first week of December we'll be able to get it. I'm not too sure. Most likely it'd probably be $19, maybe $29 if you didn't need the season pass.
I'm not sure what they priced it at singly, to be honest.
Because I'm just going off of what Destiny 1's expansion packs cost. Because I think it's like for the first 2 expansions separately, I think it was like $19 a piece, and like if you bundled it together, it's like $39.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, because I bought the was it the
limited after like the Warmind one.
Because
it looks like you have a female Titan in the image, which could go to the Rise of Iron stuff. And we find that like Fellwinter and all that. I could be wrong, just a stab in the dark, but
like Fellwinter's the one that came back, right?
Fellwinter was the woman that blew everything up.
I
believe.
I forgot which one was the one that came back because she was a pacifist and didn't want to fight with all the other pacifist guardians and they're like getting
I can't remember her name.
Yeah, because they're all getting pissed because they didn't want to help the Guardians now with Shiva.
Yeah. I could be wrong. That might have been Fellwinter. I just assumed Fellwinter was the main one that. No, because like Shax is always like, oh, Fellwinter, oh no. Yeah. It's like, she's the one that dies, so I kind of just put 2 and 2 together. But
yeah. Little before we go from the next topic, just a little heads up: the voice actor for Shax, he doesn't really play the game, but he likes people commenting on him on what Shax says because I think for 4 hours he just talks to himself and doesn't know whether he's doing a good job or not.
Yeah, I mean, I love Shax. To be honest, he does a good job for me because he's just always funny.
I forgot, what was it like? Because during what was it, the Iron Banner, I like that one saying where I forgot what was what was his name for I want to say
Saladin.
Yeah, Saladin. Where if you're doing kind of bad with your team and it goes, the fight's not over until Saladin sings, and I'm very shy.
I love the line. You have some great lines in that game.
Sings, and I'm very shy.
I love the line. You have some great lines in that game. So good.
All right, going from that, another one from Paris Game Show, which was the remake of Shadow of the Colossus. Now, this is not like the remastered version where it was just they added some little bit of better textures and upscaled it to 1080p. This one is in the vein of like Crash Bandicoot, where they remade everything from the ground up.
Yeah, it's a literal remake. Yeah. Like they are remaking the game again.
Yeah, and I think what they were doing now is that they're adding a lot of the Colossi that couldn't make it into the original game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this. I missed Shadow of the Colossus the first time around. I was only a little kid when it came out. I mean, I think I was a little kid.
I was too. It was just like I didn't really because I played it. I remember originally shows how old we are when I think it was over here in the States. They had tips and tricks where they have demo discs for PlayStation 2.
Yeah, and I had but like it was always one of the covers that I'd always go to in the shops. Just like, oh, I want this game. I mean, buy me this game.
Yeah, I played it. And it was cool. I didn't really understand it at the time because like it's mostly about an exploration game. You're not just in the vein of like current ones now where people don't want to be told where to go, and it's just like you just want to explore and find stuff on your own. That's what it was. And it's really cool. I'm really interested in this now because I have the remakes, but every time I try to play, I just can't get into it. But the funny thing for people who don't know is that technically with one of the demos, I think it was in the original PlayStation 2 demos, there is a glitch for the infinite stamina, and technically you could get to a part of the game that you're not supposed to, that the development
Stuff like that.
yes. Let's see, another game, I don't know if you played this one, which came from, I think it was the indie team, that was Juicebox, and it was Guacamelee 2.
No, I haven't.
Because I played it when it was I played it when it was the Turbo Remixed Edition, when it was free for PlayStation Plus. It's basically a Metroidvania game in the vein of you were a luchador wrestler. And then you make callbacks to other games and stuff. It's pretty fun. This time it's they refined the whole engine, even the jokes about you being a chicken. The chicken is a lot better, because there's like a mechanic during some segments where you got turned into a chicken, and it was just a platforming challenge because the chicken died in one hit, no matter where it was. And
so it looks pretty crazy.
Yeah, and this one has like, it has like, I guess it has authentic around. So
it looks pretty crazy.
Yeah, and this one has like, it has like, I guess it has authentic Mexican music for like mariachi bands and stuff going around, so you'll get a sense of the vibe of the atmosphere. And it's pretty fun. But it's like vibrantly colored, so it does not take itself seriously at all.
Yeah, I'm saying, I'm looking at it now. It looks like I love stylized games like this. Yeah. It's like, this is the thing we're going, I'm just going to run with it.
Yeah. And they didn't give us like a release date from Juicebox. They just said that Guacamelee 2 is coming soonish, so most likely they're probably first quarter of 2018 if you want to go there. There are some other indie games, but I don't know. Was it the Gardens in Between, where it was basically a surreal story about friendship? It's one of those, I guess, experience games where it's not really much on. I guess you could. I don't know if I want to put it like in the same vein as the point and click adventure games.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the stuff for this year. I just haven't got around to it, but
another thing they showed was another DLC for Final Fantasy 15 episode Ignis. I don't know if you played it.
I've completely dropped off of Final Fantasy 15. I was planning to get all the episodes, but I think I just ended up saying, "Fuck it, I'll wait until they all come out." But...
Yeah, and it seems interesting, but like the people were getting mad about the idea of these episodes was in vain, because the main director, I think Tabitha, couldn't get enough time to fit everything in, because they had to delay it at first for like a month, but then Tabitha said that he wanted an extra 6 months, but they said no, you can't delay it anymore and you have to release it. So this is why in some areas 15 doesn't really make sense. And
it's a shame, because I really liked 15.
Yeah, that's what everyone said. It was like, because from like on Metacritic, everyone was giving it like around like a 85, so like a B plus. But there's one of the detriments is that the story was very, very confusing, because I didn't know what was going on in certain points.
And I mean, I didn't find the story that confusing.
I mean, I could
get it.
Piece some of the stuff together.
Yeah.
There's some new game mechanics. Other than that, it was slated for December 13th release date for people who do want to play it. And I do believe that the 15 add-on for, I think it's called Comrades, for the multiplayer, got delayed till December as well.
I didn't know they had multiplayer in 15.
Oh, they during like when they were announcing like the season pass and stuff, they were saying that maybe they were hinting at when they were announcing like the season pass and stuff, they were saying that maybe they were hinting at a co-op multiplayer aspect to the game, and they tried to do a beta test for the servers and stuff. The servers were shit. you could barely play, and then that's when they tried to do it again. Servers still were shit, and then they delayed it. I think like the first time they delayed it like a couple weeks, and then now they delayed it for a full month.
Fair enough. Because co-op would have been really good in that game, but
yeah, because from what people have shown, in internal testing, it looks really, really fun when you get to play this co-op. Another one of the games which was announced that people did not see coming and did not know that this type of game was going to be announced, which was, I know I'm going to butcher the Japanese title at the bottom. It's called Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, I saw the thumbnail for it. I didn't actually watch the trailer yet.
Yeah, it's by Sucker Punch, and it's like it's in their infamous engine from Second Son and First Light, so it's amazing.
Sweet. So wasn't Second Son First Light the PS Plus?
Yeah, originally yes, they had both of them for free on PlayStation Plus at different times.
Sweet.
But if you want to get like a first taste about their new infamous engine, you can probably get Second Son for about like $10 to $20. That's what it was. And someone's trying to use their motorcycle at this time.
I was gonna say, what the hell was that?
It's like
someone just got stabbed.
No, it's a motorcycle. I don't know why, but I guess they wanted to test it out for street bike. But other than that, I think First Light is around that price too. It's not necessary for completion of the main game. It's just an add-on to play as Fetch. I think it's it's a prequel to what happened before. But this one by Sucker Punch is actually pretty cool. I'm not so sure if it's like they had an outsider who came in, because during the voiceover it was saying that talking about the samurai didn't have a name, just called him samurai. Samurai, what were you doing? And he was just basically saying that like I had my time, which was trying to learn your culture, your language, figure out which towns to destroy and which to sedate and to come over to my side. And then it goes down to what will you do, samurai? And then it showed him probably become, I think, what was that? I think it was, it's called a Ronin. So basically he became, because he incorporated, I don't know how they did it, but they incorporated ninja tactics into his repertoire, because he was doing things that so far from what I know, from what a samurai usually doesn't do.
Yeah,
like he was throwing smoke. Yeah, he's like throwing smoke bombs and attacking during the night.
That's cool.
And they didn't give a release date either. They just showed they just showed the trailer, and what this whole entire world was called. And it was pretty cool.
Say a lot of these haven't shown like release dates. It's kind of strange, but.
Another thing, which was Monster Hunter World, which was just gameplay, but they also added, I don't know if it's like, first day DLC or added DLC, which you could play as Aloy, because Monster Hunter does a lot of these things are DLC packs with costumes for, like Nintendo characters or other characters that they can cross over with.
Yeah. I assume it's just like buy it on PlayStation, get Aloy sort of thing.
Yeah, because I remember the last Monster Hunter game had I think it was during when Breath of the Wild came out. It was like they had a DLC costume where you can get like the Master Sword Link's outfit and the shield, and you running around in, like Link's outfit and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I'm excited for Monster Hunter World. Like I've always liked that line of games. But this is the first one on like a proper console, isn't it?
Yes.
It's.
I think so. Yeah, because I know the Monster franchise recently has done really, really well and stayed mostly on portable consoles, mostly in the East. And the West got some variations of updates from other versions of it, and it's just some weird things. Like some fans were getting mad about why can't like Switch get it, or why can't it be on a version be on it like the 3DS and stuff like that. And people were saying that, well, you're getting a version. This one is like for the mainline consoles and maybe PC down the line. Because so far it looks cool. I have played one of them, but the only thing I know that what's gonna happen is that you're gonna be grinding a lot.
Oh yeah.
For anyone who's ever played a Monster Hunter game, it's basically kill monsters, get loot, go back, get better weapons and loot, then go back outside and kill more monsters and come back.
Which is exactly what I'd expect from a game called Monster Hunt.
Well, this is what some people like, especially like some reviewers. Some people go and think when people tell them, it's a really cool game, and then they expect I thought this was supposed to be fun. Most of my time is just basically grinding, killing monsters, coming back to my hub area, trading that in for money or for gear, then going back out and doing the same thing over again. A lot of games, I think, like especially like Capcom games, are premiering in coming out in January for one reason or another, which is actually really kind of weird.
It's strange.
Because I know like that and the DLC for Resident Evil 7, which adds Chris to it, comes out in January too, I think.
Yeah.
And but other than that, well, there's also the release date for the added story DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn, which is the Frozen Wilds, which comes out November 7th, as we just
I think this looks amazing, to be honest.
Well, of course it's going to be amazing. I mean, I'm just saying that, but also you said like, was it the complete edition comes out the week after?
Yes. No, it's December 6th.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's like a month after.
Yeah, okay. Well, December 6th. The only thing I'm just going to say about that is that people kind of got on other people's nerves because when people associate the complete edition, they think that I think it's like 80% of the time, it's that the studio cut off part of the content from the main game and either refined it and put it for later use, or to sell it back to get some more money.
See, no, I don't know. People just always seem to like want to moan about something.
Because what people were trying to explain is that the Frozen Wilds is no way a piece of the game that was cut off from the initial release. It was, from what Guerrilla Games said, is that they had no plans for extra DLC or any kind of expansion packs whatsoever after the release of Horizon Zero Dawn first launched in February.
That kind of worries me.
Yeah.
It's like, it's only been February to now, which isn't a lot of time to do stuff like this, but
I mean,
as long as it's up to the scratch that Horizon was.
Because I think, at this point, at the point before release, I think Guerrilla Games was kind of anxious for a new IP, because most oftentimes, if it doesn't click, you're not going to see the IP get a sequel of any sort.
Yeah.
And that's why most IPs, they usually get one outing, and if it doesn't make any money, or if it doesn't seem viable, then it's not going to get like a sequel series or even an expansion pack at that point. And
and as far as I'm aware, didn't Horizon it did really well?
It did. It went head to head with Breath of the Wild. It for February and March, I think it placed either first or second interchangeably. Yeah, and then I think even digital sales, I think it sold over within two interchangeably. Yeah, and then I think even digital sales, I think it sold over within 2 months, 2 or 3 months. I think it sold over half of what it originally sold. So I think at this point, probably sell about I want to say, not rough estimate, would probably be about, I think 5 to 6 million at this point.
Damn, that's a lot of copies.
Yeah, for a new IP and an exclusive.
And rightly deserved, because the game was fantastic.
Yeah,
especially at a time when a lot of these big AAA games were coming out and just disappointed people. Yeah. It was nice to really have one that just stuck the landing.
And for people who are saying 6 million is not very much, and I'm like, well, for an exclusive first-party IP, that's a lot to take in.
It's you'd be surprised with game sales what is considered a lot and what isn't. No.
Yeah, it's I should say what is realistic and what doesn't get that much when it first comes out. I'm stating from what I think Square Enix said to the investors about the first Tomb Raider, where they said that they were expecting 10 to 15 million copies sold, and it didn't even sell. I think it sold 6 to 8 million for being a multi-plat, and didn't hit that 10 to 15 million mark until it came out on Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Which is a shame, because I like the new Tomb Raider.
Well, that's what it was, but there's a lot of purist fans who didn't like the action adventure Pulp Fiction aspect that they went with it, and they wanted,
which I didn't understand because it's what Tomb Raider is.
For the original ones, I guess they didn't correlate to it because it was tank controls and it was really hard to control. Or
Yeah.
and like they had to, for people who didn't really know, they had to extend the playtime with a whole bunch of puzzles instead of actually being like cinematic simulated scenarios that you can do now, instead of, you have this 6-tiered puzzle you have to get across this plane. Now it's probably 2 or 3 puzzles, and you have to do it while avoiding all these AI enemies and not die.
Yeah, I mean, I found it fun.
I know, I'm just saying simple, like the aspect of exploring rather than shooting stuff and killing things.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan of both, but what do I know?
Yeah.
Other than that, any other like things that came out that you wanted, likes or anything else besides Spider-Man? Because everyone's probably wondering, when are you going to get the Spider-Man?
We're getting there. No, I think that's it really for most of it. No, all the ones that I think that's it really for most of it. No, all the ones that I've took my interest, we've spoke about. So
I mean, the only other thing I can probably say is the Playlink initiative, which came about with Until Dawn, where the development team that was behind Until Dawn saw that during live streams that the streamers were trying to get the viewers participate in what they should do by every interval about, you have a multiple choice option, and it's okay, what do I do? And they have a vote in the chat about, what options should they pick. And that's what they have Playlink, which you can use your smartphone. You don't really need any other controller. And if you're playing along with the player who has the controller, you can either help by, depending on what you do, you can help them by making it easy for them, harder for them, or basically screwing them over.
That's an interesting concept. I don't see it really doing that well, apart from just streamers buying it. But
yeah, I know
it's cool.
Probably not going to do well besides that, but it's just another way for people to get involved. It's a little bit easy for them anyway.
Yeah.
And now, what people probably wanted, which was the Spider-Man.
No, let's say Spider-Man till last.
Yeah, all right. Spider-Man.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's see. The only other thing was just some VR games, but I didn't really like play them or look at them.
Oh wait, why are we doing the Hellboy stuff?
Oh, you really want to do that? Because
I mean, no, I
okay. They announced.
They didn't have to.
Yeah, they announced the Hellboy. They'll announce Hellboy with the trailer, and he seems pretty cool. He's pretty accurate to the Dark Horse iteration of Hellboy. He has the scene from what commentary from other I guess YouTubers that primarily focus on fighting games. He's, from what some of them are saying, he's a good switch-up character. He's not like a in-your-face brawler, and he doesn't use projectiles all that much other than a gun. It's mostly just for setups.
Yeah.
From what else I saw, it was pretty cool, especially with his super and some of the interactions with some of the characters are actually pretty funny.
See, his super, I was disappointed in that one.
Well, you're disappointed because some people were saying like, oh, okay, they gave him another a scorpion where they just dragged him to hell and just.
I mean, sure, yeah, it's just another one of those, but it's like, surely that would have been the time to give him the horns and the crown.
Instead of doing it at the end where they gave him the crown and the horns and he punches the demon out of the way.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, it's just fair enough, like, crown.
Instead of doing it at the end where they gave him the crown and the horns and he punches the demon out of the way.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, it's just fair enough. Like, I mean, really all fighting game character trailers are the same to me. I just kind of like glaze over and be like,
and then like I think people were kind of confused. I'm not sure either, but they're wondering if like the voice actor. I don't even think the NetherRealm games could even have the budget. But it was the actor who played Hellboy from the first 2 movies.
What, Ron Perlman?
Yeah, they're saying if it was
Yeah,
him.
there was no way he was.
Because I was like, because I know like one of them said Ron Perlman, and I was like, I don't think they have the budget for him.
Yeah.
And I think they just got.
They might have been able to get the new guy.
Yeah, yeah. But other than that, I think they just probably tried to get someone, either probably from one of the animated movies that they did, or someone to sound close enough to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of like Ron Perlman impersonations.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And the only other thing that they showed was his release, which is I think it was November 5th, I think.
There's some of that, yeah.
Yeah, which he'll be purchasable with the next character pack with was it Raiden and one other character.
Oh, I can't remember who else it was.
I want to say Black Manta.
That's the one, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, you can get all three characters next month. It seems cool. I mean, I don't really play it. I know a lot of other people play these fighting games all that much, and I know I don't, but I do dabble in them sometimes if it catches my interest.
Yeah.
Now, can we go with Spider-Man?
Yeah, I was just delaying it as long as possible.
Yeah, well, everyone who wanted to know, at the Paris Game Show, they showed another trailer for Spider-Man, the PS4 game, which was actually pretty cool, and they showed a lot more. Because Wilson Fisk gets arrested early on in the game, and Peter decides that now, since the Kingpin is gone, that maybe New York doesn't need Spider-Man all that much anymore. And,
which is an interesting take.
Yeah.
Especially for a first game in the series.
Yeah, and we see Mary Jane's there too. We also see that he was it? I want to say Mr. Negative.
Yeah, Mr. Negative. That's Lee. What's his name? It's Lee something. Fuck.
I know, just because it's one of Dan Slott's creations, and I don't really keep up with
Dan.
But yeah, Mr. Negative. They showed that Aunt May is with the shelter one of the shelters that he runs. And one of the weird things about it is that during the trailer we see that Miles is one of the helpies. Miles is one of the helpies.
So he looks to be like a bigger side character than just an Easter egg.
Well, that's what they were saying with that, is that he isn't gonna be like an Easter egg. He's gonna be a part of the story, and that we're gonna see a version of Miles and Peter interact, and that's not going to be just a what you said, it was an Easter egg.
Yeah. So do you think he's gonna suit up?
I thought he would, but it most likely isn't. Probably not going to suit up unless they do some extra content, either being like a post-story mode or even the dreaded, DLC factor where they have an extra expansion story to it.
Oh, there'll 100% be DLC for this. See, I like the theory where, what was it? From the last trailer, people are like, we're going to be Peter for the tutorial level, and then it's all going to go to shit, and then it's all going to go to shit, and then we're going to be Miles for the rest of the game. I really like that theory. But
you like that theory, but like it caught hellfire for that in the comments for everything. Oh no, no.
Fuck the comment section when they get like that. No, it's going to get crazy.
Well, yeah, it was pretty funny when it happened. It was just like, you can't. We need a Peter game.
So we've had like 12,000 Peter game. Go away. But no, I think they're definitely teasing a section like that because Mr. Negative gets, and it's Martin Lee is the alter ego.
Oh, okay.
Because he gets hold of Peter and he starts to do the little like funky.
It starts affecting him. If you've seen the trailer, it's like he gets hit a couple times with Mr. Negative,
and it's clearly going to change the suit colors. Something like that is going to happen.
And
you know,
I think. We see another villain too. The Shocker's in it.
Oh yeah, and he looked like one of those Play Arts Kai figures. I almost
tried an alternate version to his actual, his yellow brown outfit that he usually wears.
It just like from the split second I saw it going watch trailer once, it looked like a really over designed Play Arts Kai. It's just like, oh god, what's this crap?
But hopefully he actually is like a formidable villain and not like a throwaway. Because I know
he's 100% going to be a throwaway.
Because in most games when the Shocker's involved, he's probably either a tutorial villain or just a side, just a side act. Because I remember like in TASM 2, you took him down relatively really.
As long as it's not the same to what every other one has been, I'll be happy with
Like,
it.
what do you mean by every other one? Like, is it like,
Well, no,
like,
it's
like,
like
the story doesn't really make any sense and it's just patched together, or?
yeah, it's just kind of like it's always a very similar generic story. Like villain does something to big city, and like give me like a bit more of a detailed, story,
I mean,
not just
Insomniac is known to do that if they really want to. And I'm just making a call back to like Ratchet and Clank, where some of the stories that they told that they can be funky and funny, but they also can be serious with character development.
Yeah, and like from the look of it, it looks to be more like on the serious. Like we're gonna get a lot of character stuff in this, so I'm happy for it. Like it's, as long as the game's good and the story's worth telling.
Yeah, I can see some of the stuff is good, but people apparently don't like it because they don't want any quick time events in their games now.
I don't get the problem with that. Sure, when quick time events are just the gameplay, then it's an issue. But if quick time events are there, I don't care.
I mean,
it's just
the thing about it is, for like especially the quick time events, and I'll random a little bit, but the thing about quick time events is that there's two ways it can go. Is that they don't want it to be on rails, but you can't really get that dynamic gameplay if if the player is in 100% control, because there's too many variables to take into account what the player is actually doing than what the player should be doing to get those interactions or sequences right.
But like
quick time events.
Like the quick time events we're going to get in this, from where they showed in the last gameplay trailer, like the whole, he's webbing like the crane in the building stuff and all that. Like that's fine as long as there's a consequence for fucking it up at some point. Then I'm fine with it. If it's
from what I've seen, from what I think what Insomniac says, is that there are consequences, and in some instances, you can completely miss that. QTE, and you won't even do that one. You might do the other one instead.
Yeah,
or with other
that's fine.
You might do both of them or one of them at all.
Also, can they not be like really forgiving? Where like you could have waited another 3 seconds to press a button.
Well, that one's like that. That one's tied to, for most games that do it, I think it's tied to the difficulty. So the easiest one is more forgiving, so you have more time to actually execute the QTE. And if you're playing on hard mode, they only give you like a set amount of seconds, and if you fuck up, then it's all over.
Because they're the QTs, they're the best ones.
Yeah,
but it's like you need to get it perfect.
And I mean, I'm waiting for it. The only release date they got was 2018. Other than that, no.
And I'm going to assume it's going to be like Christmas 2018 as well.
Oh my god.
I can't see it being a...
I just really want to play this game. I know a lot of people, they want it multi-plat, but I guess it's from the deal that they did with the Spider-Man Homecoming.
It was 100% tied with that studio.
They wanted at least one exclusive game, and this is not tied to the overarching universe that they're trying to create with their in-game universe for video games. But I'm excited. I know you're excited, but so far it's only exclusive. So if you want to play the game, you either watch the YouTube clips or you actually have to get a PlayStation 4.
Which I say just get a PlayStation 4. I've seen a lot of people say they're just going to get it for that. I got my PS4 purely for Horizon. So
Well, we're not going to really do games over the week that we played. The only thing that I'm probably going to say is I played Mario. I beat it within 2 days. 2 days.
Really? I thought it was supposed to be quite a long one.
Technically, it's only if you're just going through the story. But knowing people who play video games a lot, they usually don't go straight from story objective to story objective. If you give a player that's relatively experienced an opportunity to go get something else along the way, then that's what they'll do. And some of the collectibles in Mario Odyssey aren't that very hard to find or to complete.
So isn't there something that there's 1,000 of something?
Yeah, the only thing that is going to take time is that for some reason or another, there's 999 collectible moons in Mario Odyssey.
But didn't they do that with Zelda? There's like the
Yes.
seeds.
Yes.
Is that
it-
what's this artificial crap of extending gameplay?
Oh, well, it's just something for people who want like the 100%. People who want like the 100%, and they think like they'll get something special from it. And it'll either be the development team or the publisher poking fun at the player that actually wasted all their time to do it, or they actually rewarded the player for something special, like either a special unlock, or a special ability, or a special character you get to play as.
Yeah. See, it's 1,000's too much. No, it's just screams.
Technically, it's $999, but it's close to 1,000.
Oh, I mean, let's not be pedantic now, but it's it's such a artificial way of extending your game. Like that only like one person.
Yeah, I think like to get the extra world, I think you need like over 300, but to beat the game, you need about I want to say just like 125 collectible moons, and you can go straight to the end of the game and beat it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool back when you're in New Donk City, which basically it turns into Donkey Kong the game.
Well, that's cool. The old original jump
the
out
original
the barrels.
Donkey Kong game. Yeah,
That's cool.
They actually had an 8-bit Donkey Kong that you can actually knock off and stuff.
No, that's cool.
But that should be it, because I know Mitch does not like. Well, I know that Joe does.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine.
You don't
with
like that?
You're
You're fine with over the hour stuff?
I'm fine with over the hour, but I'm the one that has to deal with Joe the most.
Well, yeah, there's that, because Joe does not, is saying, don't go over an hour, because I also have to do some editing and stuff. But so far, there's really nothing else to say, unless you have anything before we go.
No, I think that's it. Check out Patreon again. Comic book Patreon.
The Patreon. You got the tiers. $1 gets you on the Patreon slider that we have. $10, you get access to all of our commentaries. I don't know what I think $25 is. You get access to anything. You can ask us questions, even to some extra podcasts that should be starting within a month or so.
So I'm not 100% on what's the $25 one. It's all on there, all on the Patreon. That kind of.
And Joe's adding extra incentives for people who are kind of on the fence for which ones to do. And I know our younger viewers always say, but my parents don't let me use the card or anything like that. I'm like, I mean, I had a bank card when I was like 12, 13.
So some it's fine. Like some,
I know.
Some families don't
It's
do
just
that
like
way.
people don't know how to do it and stuff. But
like people don't have all the old commentaries are still going to be on YouTube.
Yeah,
there is going to be a sampler. It's what it is. Like if you can donate, thank you. We do appreciate. If you can't, no worries. There's still going to be tons of content on it.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's just that there's going to be exclusives. But enough about that. Catch you guys next week.